Thanks for your time. Introduce me. My name is Vini Farida Sukiri. My ID number 231221020. I'm from Accounting Diplomatry. I'd like to present about economic crisis due to this presentation will divide into three parts. The first, about the momentum for pandemic debt COVID-19 in Indonesia. The third, about steps taken by the government to tackle the economic slowdown. The first, the momentum from of economic, the COVID-19 pandemic is a momentum to reform the Indonesian economy so that in the long term Indonesia can become a developed country. As stated by Prof. Suhasil Nazara, Deputy Finance Minister, Indonesia came out of COVID-19 not only to find safety, but we use this COVID momentum to change ourselves so that our budget becomes more efficient and builds more. Suhasil also said that the APBN must have even higher leverage for work, infrastructure, and so on, so that Indonesia can get out of the trap of middle-income countries. Although the economy all countries will decline in the second quarter as a result of the pandemic, it is hoped that the Indonesian economic will not be as bad as the economic contraction experienced by other countries. When the world economy begins to recover, Indonesia can catch up with the economic growth of other developed countries. The second, the impact of pandemic COVID-19 debt in Indonesia. Indonesia is the least debt-ridden country. Before the COVID-19 pandemic, Indonesia only had a deficit of 3%. And in practice, Indonesia only had a budget deficit of around 1/5 to less than 3%. However, in the pandemic era, the government is easing the burden on the business world and the community by having tax incentives so that the potential for state revenue is reduced. Indonesia is a country that does not want to owe it too much, even during very difficult times. Now, facing COVID-19, the need for health, social protection, and support from the business world is increasing. Therefore, the government asked the public for permission with an increase in the deficit to 6%. The philosophy of taking Indonesia's debt for the present means borrowing from the future. Until now, the government is still paying the debt that was taken during the economic crisis in 1998-1919. At the time, at the time, the position of Indonesia's debt ratio was close to 100 of GDP. Currently, Indonesia is better because the position of Indonesia's debt ratio is around 35% of GDP. Although forced to away, the most important thing is whether the policy of taking debt is justifiable. What is the debt used for? If it's for extravagancy, it's not justifiable. However, if you want to upgrade 132 hospitals so that they are ready to handle COVID-19, to buy ventilators, to provide social protection, this is justified. We borrow from the future for public health and saving the nation. In addition, the benefits of current debt can be higher, and the purpose of debt is not only what can be calculated in the nominal return, because the health of the community cannot be calculated only with the nominal return. Graph of percentage of Indonesia debt from 2017 until 2022. In 2017 until 2019 is 3%. In 2020 until 2022 is 6%. The third step taken by the government to tackle the economic slowdown. In order to deal with the COVID-19 pandemic, the government has prioritized the handling of public health issues of the pandemic. The government has prepared everything needed, such as upgrading hospital and providing PPE. It requires additional budget in the health sector. After allocation the budget for health sector, the government provides assistance in the economy. A set of social protection policies emerged, but truck exciting programs and new programs to reduce the economic burden on the community as a result of the pandemic. After securing the allocation of the health budget for pandemic protection and reducing the burden on the community through social protection programs, the government provides support for the business world. For example, by reducing the tax burden and also supporting MSMEs, shock burden, and also supporting MIs, shock interest subsidy policy and guarantees from the government is MSME MES need additional capital as a jumpstart for the business activities again, especially when economic activities start to revive again after the easing of the PSBB. Thank you for spending their spare time for this presentation. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.